Welcome to the Channel Chat podcast. Proudly sponsored by Convergent Technology.
Can we go now? Is that...
Mike, you've got to stay, actually. Actually, I'll say one more thing, actually. Mike did the worst thing today possible. Because when you have a panel, and like I said earlier, we're not used to running events. We're a recruitment company. So we're praying people turn up. We'd sold these tickets, but we're thinking, are they going to turn up? I'm not sure. 11:25 today, I get a phone call from Mike. He's never called me before, ever. He leaves a message. It's like, and it was a very serious message. It's like, yeah, Marc, can you give me a call back straight away? Don't drop out. Don't drop out. Call him back. Yeah, Marc, I can't make it tonight. Yeah, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'll see you at the Wigmore at 6 o'clock. So yeah, Mike's comical adventures happened today, but luckily he did turn up and we have a full panel for tonight's show. So, let's do it. So as we go on, there's been a lot of talk in the news from Boris Johnson and some senior figures like Lord Alan Sugar about homeworking and people being lazy. Now, as leaders of the tech firms of the UK, what's your view on this and how important is it for us to get people back to the office? So if I come to you, Marc, first.
I think it's important for people to be together. I think people want to be together. That's certainly kind of my sense of it. But the way we work has definitely changed for good. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And I think as leaders of businesses or as a culture within a business, it's incumbent to make people want to be in an office. You know, I want to make people come. I want people to want to come. And therefore, I think you have to think about the environment differently. I think, incidentally, though, everything does start to change a bit. I get a lot of calls from people selling me stuff. You know, you get a lot of calls. I tend not to now take calls from mobiles I don't know or private numbers and stuff. And because there's always someone selling hospitality or recruitment.
Thank you. I haven't got your number, Marc, so I can't call you.
And but every now and again, I'll take a call. Maybe it isn't someone selling me something. I took one last week, and I just answered the phone, and it was someone selling me, as a business leader, professional surveillance for the team member base, for my employee base, with a view that in the new working environment now, AI tools to monitor, you know, who's logging in, how are they working, how hard are they doing, and you kind of hear stuff like that, and you think, wow, where is all this going? I think my viewpoint on it is you don't mandate people to come in. You create an environment where they want to. I think professional surveillance sounds, frankly, awful. Hope no one's got any on me. But my experience of doing that is within HPE. Certainly, I've been in our London office the last 3 days. I love being in the office. It's pretty full, pretty buzzy, pretty good. So long may that continue.
What are you saying to your teams, though, Marc? You encourage them to come back?
Well, I'm talking less to individual team members and saying, come back, be in the office. I'm talking to my leadership team and extended team and saying, how are we going to create reasons, events and moments that make people want to be in the office? How are you going to rethink the way you do leadership to kind of pull people in? And I think that's a challenge that people willingly accept. We give them support and backing to do it. But I can absolutely tell you, we don't do mandation. We don't do you must be in the office. And I think once you get into a culture like that, you maybe get some compliance, but you get very little commitment.
What about you, Mike? What's the Computacenter view?
You've given a big build-up for tonight, haven't you? And the first question you hit with homeworking, is that it?
It's a long night, Mike. Don't worry. We've got better questions than this coming up.
Wait till we start on diversity.
Nature will take its course. People will return to the office. Can I be brutal? People will return to the office when they see their colleagues who do return to the office earn more commission. People will return to the office when they see their colleagues who return to the office get more promotion. People will return to the office when they see people progress more who do return to the office, because you don't have to be in 5 days a week. You don't have to be in full time. We have technology to allow flexible working. The adoption of flexible working is greater because the pandemic brought on adoption quicker than anything else. But we're in a competitive business. We're in a competitive world. If you can do your job from home 100% of the time, you can do your job from Bangalore. We are in an environment where employer is king, employee is king. That won't last. And as such, I think nature will take its course. We'll all be more flexible because technology allows us to, but you just got to let it happen naturally. And you can't, I agree with Mark, you can't force it.
Hayley.
I think we've had an issue traditionally with trust. So we've not wanted people to work from home because it means if we can't see them, they're not doing a job. I think we've had to readdress that balance. Shush, I've come all the way from fucking Stockport.
Is it Stockport? I got it right.
Mark, anything above Watford eludes you.
Is it Stockport? I said Stockport. I thought you lived in
Well, that's
Stockport.
where the business is, yeah.
Okay,
It's fine.
well,
Actually,
near enough.
I think it's a bigger culture shift than David's had, actually, so there we are. But no, so trust has been a biggest issue, I think, previously. So we've got to start listening to how employees, people who we want to bring up and bring on, want to work. We've got the technical skill set to do it. Yes, we live in a digital world, but we are hardwired as humans for connection, and you cannot ignore that, because we've had people apply to us because they want to be in the office rather than being at home. So you've got to accommodate everybody. It's just that the management of that, the trust-based, and also the productivity, because ultimately we all exist because of bottom line, but you've got to listen to what employees are saying. So
what about for salespeople, though? Because every time I speak to companies, they're saying to me, new business salespeople from home, they're not making the calls. They're not going to be doing the activity that they can do in the office when they've got maybe the peer pressure from other people or their management. If I'm at home, I'm not banging out 50 calls a day to try and get new business. So what do you think about for new business people?
It depends on the individual. If you've been used to self-managing, if you've been on the road in the field, then you are pretty much self-sufficient and you know what you've got to hit. If you're a young salesperson who's learning, and you learn more by osmosis when you're in an office, you can turn around and ask a question, then absolutely you've got to accommodate that too. So I think sales is slightly easier to manage, in my opinion, because you can see and read where they're getting to, measurable. So, but the productivity of those people who are perhaps doing slightly technical jobs and more operations and finance, I worry about that when they're at home, because they're basically on their own, and then you think about mental health and all of those things that we need to accommodate and be clear on in a business. It's our responsibility as leaders.
Fair enough. David.
Yeah, I think it comes down to market conditions and roles and responsibilities, right? There's certain positions that need to be in the office, and there's certain that do not. But the role and responsibility, the scope of your job, what you need to accomplish. And I think we're going to find that there's certain groups of people that need to be back sooner than others. In the United States, what we're seeing is a Tuesday to Thursday office work week as a starting point, right? And, I've worked from home since 1997. So it's a little foreign to me, but there's roles that need to be in the office and there's others that don't. And it's going to come down to yet another additional capability of the managers to understand the skill set of your people and how much that they're really kind of leaning in on the job. And then you got to make those tough decisions. But market conditions right now, unfortunately, have managers or companies being very sympathetic to the situation, Armis included.